Shanti, today's Murli from Sweet Bapdada. Baba is telling, sweet children, be concerned about charging your batteries. Do not waste your time in thinking about others. Grind your own great ingredients and become intoxicated. Baba is telling sweet children, be concerned about charging your batteries. We should not waste our time in thinking about others. Grind your own ingredients. Those who are grind the bhang, they become intoxicated without consuming it. So, when we will have our own churning on the knowledge, then intoxication will come. The question is why there is need for the Father to explain everything to you in detail and to give you so much time, even though this knowledge is of just a second. Because the Father sees whether there has been improvement in you children. After giving you this knowledge, He then continues to give this knowledge for improvement to take place in you. He gives knowledge of the seed and the whole tree, and it is because of this that He is called ocean of knowledge. If He were to depart after giving you a mantra of a second, He would not receive the title of the ocean of knowledge. If He were to depart after giving you mantra of a second, He would not receive the title of ocean of knowledge. Because a drop only it is na man mana bhava, all of you be mana bhava, and you'd have gone means he would not receive the title of ocean of knowledge. Shanti, the spiritual father sits here and explain to you spiritual children on the path of devotion, even though they worship the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, Shiv, their intellect are aware that he has been here and gone. Wherever they see a lingam, they worship it. You understand that Shiv resides in the supreme abode. He has been gone. He has been and gone, and this is why they create his memorial and worship it. When you remember him, it definitely enters your intellect, and he is incorporeal, that he is the resident of supreme abode. They call a lingam Shiv and worship it. They call it a lingam or Shiv and worship it. They go to temple and bow down to it. They offer it milk, water, fruit, see, but that is non-living. They continue to worship the non-living. You know, you now know that one is a living being and that his residence is the supreme abode. When those people worship him, their intellects are aware that he is resident of the supreme abode and that he has been and gone. That is why those images have been made and why they worship them. Those pictures are not Shiv, but they are just images of him. In the same way, people worship idols of the deities, which are non living images. They are not living beings. However, they don't understand where those living beings went to. They must surely have taken rebirth and come down. You children are now receiving this knowledge. You understand all of those worthy of worship deities have continued to take birth, rebirth. All souls are the same. That name does not change, but the name of the bodies change. Each soul is in one body or another. They definitely have to take a rebirth. Those who were the first beings with bodies are worshipped. The golden aged Lakshmi Narayan. You now have thoughts about this knowledge that Father gives you. You understand that the image you worshipped is number one. This Lakshmi Narayan existed in living form. They existed here in past, but they are no longer here. People do not understand that by taking rebirth, they take different names and forms and continue to play their part for 84 birth. None of them think about these things. Now, if we think, then only we'll get intoxication. They definitely existed in the golden age, but they are now no longer here. No one is able to understand this. You now know that according to the drama plan, they will definitely come into living forms. These thoughts do not enter the intellect of human beings, but they definitely do understand that they existed. Their non living images now exist, but it does not enter anyone's intellect where those living beings went. People speak of a rebirth and 8.4 million births. Only you children know that human beings only take 84 births and not 8.4 million births. People worship Ramchandra, but they don't know where Ram went. You know that Sri Ram soul must definitely take rebirth. Sorry, I'm sorry. So, Baba is telling this thought do not enter the intellect of human being, that they already were in the living form. But they understand that yeah existed. They sometime they existed. Their non-living images now exist, but it does not enter anyone where those living when some people think no, still they are there in paradise, and whenever they'll do bhakti, they will come and bless. People speak of rebirth and 8.4 million birth. Only you children know that human beings only take 84 birth and not 8.4 million birth. People worship Ramchandra, but they don't know where Ram went. You know that Sri Ram's soul must definitely take rebirth. That soul fails the examination here. However, he must definitely exist in one form or another. It is here that he continues to make effort. The name of Ram is glorified so much, and so that soul will surely have to come and take this knowledge. Not because people don't know anything. You have to put that matter aside. Time is wasted by going in those things. Why not use your time in worthwhile way rather than spending it in that way? Each of you has to charge your battery for your own progress. Thinking about other things is thinking about others. You now have to think about your own self. Par chintan, par darshan, no thinking about other. Have to think about ourselves. I should remember the father. Other two must definitely be studying. They must be charging their batteries, but each of you has to charge your own battery. Each, it is said, grind your own ingredients and you will feel intoxicated. The father has said, when you were Satopradhan, your status was very high. Now make effort once again and remember me, and your sins will be absolved. There is this destination. You will become Satopradhan by thinking about these things. By thinking about Narayan, we will become Narayan. Those who remember Narayan in the final moments, no, they goes to Narayan. It is told if they remember wife, they will go to some sinful world like that. You have to remember the Father through which your sins can be cut away, and you can then become Narayan. This is the highest way to change from an ordinary human into Narayan. There wouldn't be just one person who becomes Narayan. It is the whole dynasty that becomes this. It is the whole dynasty that becomes this. The Father enables you to make the highest effort. This is knowledge of Raju. And you have to become the master of the whole world. The more effort you make, the more benefit there will definitely be. Firstly, have the faith that you are souls. Some even write, such soul is remembering you. A soul writes through a body. A soul have a connection with Shiv Baba. I, this soul have the body with such a name and form. Name does not belong to soul. Name belong to body, and body changes. You definitely have to say this because different names are given to the bodies that are adopted by a soul. I, the soul, am your child, and the name of the body of the soul is so and so. The name of the soul never changes. I, the soul, have such and such body. The body definitely has to have a name, otherwise, there wouldn't be any interaction. Here, the father says, I enter the body of this Brahma temporarily. He also explained to the soul of this one, I have come to teach you through this body. This is not my body. I have entered this body. I will then return to my land. I have come to give you children this mantra. It is not that I go back after giving you the mantra. No. I have to see. No, his father, he has to see and teach her to what extent there has been improvement in you children. Then I continue to give you teachings for your improvement. If he were to depart from after giving you this knowledge of a second, he would not be called the ocean of knowledge. It has been such a long time, yet he continues to explain to you. There are the details of the tree and the path of devotion that have to be understood. He explains to you in detail. Wholesale means manmanabhava. Means if one word means manmanabhava, and whole detail of the tree, of the path of devotion, of the world beginning and middle and end. However, it does not say this and depart. He also has to give you sustenance. He has to take care of us, whether we are able to imbibe or not. Some children remember the father and then disappear. Such a soul whose name was so and so used to study very well. He would remember that. Some old children were so good and yet Maya swallowed them. Now they are not there. So many came at the beginning. They came and instantly went into father's lap. And a furnace bhatti was created. Everyone tried their own luck in that. And while they were trying their luck, Maya completely blew them away. They were unable to stay. And the same thing will happen after 5,000 years. So many went away. After the tree was must definitely have gone. The tree has grown, but the old ones left. You can understand that some of them will definitely come back to study here again. They will remember that they were studying with the father and that they became defeated while the other are still continue to study with him. In studying also, Maya disturbed, right? Many went were studying very nicely. So they will then come onto the field once again. Baba will allow them to come. Let them come and make effort again. So this is Avinashi Beach, right? Once they are gone, they will again come. They'll receive one or another good status. The father reminds the sweetest children, constantly remember me alone, and your sins will be cut away. How do you remember him? Sweetest children, constantly remember me alone, and your sins will be cut away. Know the Father is sitting here in this chariot. You will continue to know about this chariot. This is the lucky chariot. He has entered this one. When you were on the path of devotion, you used to remember him in supreme abode, but you didn't know what would happen by having that remembrance. The Father himself now sits in this chariot and gives you Srimad. This is why you children understand that Baba is now at the most auspicious confluence age in this land of death. You know that you don't have to remember Brahma. The father says, constantly remember me alone. I stay in this chariot and gives you this knowledge. I give you my own introduction and say, I am here. Previously, you used to think that he is the resident of the Supreme Abode and that he came and departed, but you didn't know them. Know when. Everyone has been and gone. No one knows where all of those whose images have been made are. Those who depart, they come back at their own time. They continue to play different parts. No one can go to heaven yet, the Father has explained. You have to make effort to go to heaven, and there also has to be the end of the whole world, old world, and the beginning of the new world, which is called most auspicious confluence age. You now have this knowledge. People don't know anything at all. They know that the body is burnt and the soul departs. It is now the Iron Age, and so souls will definitely take rebirth in the Iron Age. When you were in Golden Age, you took rebirth in the Golden Age. You also know that the whole stock of souls exist in the incorporeal world. All are in incorporeal world, Paramdham. This is in your intellect. We then come from there, adopt body here and become human beings. Everyone has to come here and become human beings and then return number wise. He will not take everyone back because in that case there would be vinash, annihilation. And that is called Annihilation is called pralay. They show that annihilation took place, but they don't show the result of it. Pralay doesn't happen. Everything doesn't get finished. So you know that this world can never become empty. How much big secret it is. We can churn on that. It is sung, Ram went, Ravan, who had a big family, went. There is the community of Ravan over the whole world. There is very small community of Ram. The community of Ram exists in the golden and silver age. There's a lot of difference. Later, other branches and twigs emerge. You now know the seed and the tree too. The Father knows everything, and this is why He continues to tell you everything. This is why He is called the ocean of knowledge. If there were only one thing the scriptures to see could not be written, He also continues to explain to you the details of the tree. The main thing, the number one subject is to remember the Father. It is this that requires effort. Everything depends on this. However, you now also know the tree. No one in the world knows these things. You show the time and date etc. of all the other religions. All of them are included in half of each cycle, but there are those of Sun Dynasty and Moon Dynasty. There aren't many ages for them, just the two ages. There are few human beings there. There cannot possibly 8.4 million, but people lose all understanding. And this is why Father comes and explains. Father, who is Creator, sits here and he gives you the knowledge of Himself, the Creator. The who can give the knowledge of Himself? He only can give the knowledge of Himself. He only can give the knowledge of the creation because He is the Creator. He created. Who manufactured, who created any invention, they only can explain their invention very well. Like that, Father created this world, so He only can give the explanation. The Father, who is Creator, sits here and He gives you the knowledge of Himself, the Creator, and of beginning, middle, and end of creation. The people of Bharat do not know anything at all. They continue to worship everyone. They begin to worship whoever comes, Muslim, Parsis, etc., because they have forgotten their own religion and the founder of their religion. All others know about their own religion. All of them know when such a religion was established and by whom, but no one knows the history and geography of golden and silver ages. They look at the images and think that is Shiv Baba's form. He alone is the highest and high Father, so you have to remember him. People worship Shri Krishna the most because he is next to that one. They also love him and consider him to be God of the Gita. There has to be someone who speaks this knowledge because only then could you receive your inheritance. The Father alone gives you this knowledge. There cannot be anyone other than the one Father who can establish a new world and inspire the destruction of the old world. They even write establishment through Brahma, sustenance through Vishnu, and destruction through Shankar. They refers to this time, but they don't understand it. You know that is the incorporeal world, whereas this is corporeal world. The world is the same. The kingdom of Ram and the kingdom of Ravan exist here. All the praise is of this time. However, the subtle reason is simply for having visions. Souls reside in the incorporeal world, and souls then come here to play their parts. They have just created images of what there is in the subtle reason, which the Father explains to you. You children have to become those angels who are resident of the subtle reason. Angels do not have flesh and bones. They say that Rishi even gave his bones, but there is no mention of Shankar anywhere. There are temples to Brahma and Vishnu. There are none to Shankar, so they have shown him with destruction. However, it isn't that he carries out destruction by opening his third eye. How could deities carry out any act of violence? Neither do they do that, nor does Shiv Baba give such a direction. Everything would then be upon the one who gave that direction. This is kind of karma. No? If I act like a Shankar and I give the direction of destruction, it becomes my karmic account. So there is nobody can be there who can give the direction. It is in the drama that when Shiv Baba will come and Rudragyan Yagya will be formed, and from that Rudragyan Yagya, the fire of destruction will start. So neither Shiv Baba does, nor VDT does, nor any Shankar is there. The one who said anything would be blamed. The one who will say, the okay, go and destroy USA, then it will be blame, right? It will be kind of karmic account formed. So those people say that Shiva and Shankar are one and the same. Father now says, remember me alone. Constantly remember me alone. He doesn't say remember Shiva and Shankar. Only the one is called purifier. God sits here and explains the meaning of everything. No one knows these things, and so they become confused when they see these pictures. They definitely have to told the beginning of the told the meaning of them. It takes time for them to understand. Only a handful out of multi-millions emerge. Whatever I am, however I am, only a handful out of multi-million recognize. In Gita also it is there that only multi-million few yogis, and in those few yogis also rarely only somebody know me completely. So to the sweetest beloved long lost and now for children, love remembrance, good morning to mother, father and Bap Dada. Namaste Baba, namaste. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. From we spiritual children, love remembrance and good morning to mother, father and Bap Dada. Namaste, namaste, Shukriya Baba, Shukriya. Essence for Dharna. Do not waste your time in thinking about other things. Remain intoxicated with your own self. Think about your own self and make your soul Satopradhan. In order to change from an ordinary human to Narayan, you must only have remembrance of the one Father in your final moments. Keep this highest method in front of you and make this effort. I am a soul. I have to forget this body. Keep the highest method in front of you and make this effort. I am a soul. I have to forget this body. Blessing. May you become free from being attracted. May you become free from being attracted and free from all attachment by remaining aware that they are special gifts that you received from the bestower. Some children say that they don't have any attachment to anyone, but that they do like a particular virtue of someone very much, or that much that one has many specialty in doing service. However, for your thought to be repeatedly drawn to any person or position is to be attracted. While seeing other specialties, their virtues, and the service, do not forget the bestower. They are special gifts from bestower. Somebody doing very nice service, so many qualities. That is the quality of the bestower. This awareness will make you free from all attachment and attraction. You will not be impressed by anyone. Slogan: become such a spiritual social worker that you show the destination to wandering souls and enable them to meet God. That you show the destination to wandering souls and enable them to meet God. Thank you, Baba. Thank you. Shukriya, Baba. Shukriya. Om Shanti.